If you have a couple minutes, I want to tell you about why I paint the way that I paint. I've been doing this for the past 3 years. My grandpa passed away when I was 13, and back in 2020, Grandma was going through the closet. This is 7 years after his death, 6, 7 years after his passing. And Grandpa was a watercolor artist as well, and he was an art professor at the art college down the street from where I stay. He had a set of watercolors that Grandma had pulled out of the closet right when I was going to move out to the countryside, and she sent them with me. And I didn't paint, I didn't make art. I was a writer, I still am, but art really wasn't on my radar. Maybe doodling now and then, but it wasn't really a part of my life. And she just gave me this set from him that I could take with me and try out. So I did. I brought it with me to Pennsylvania. I only ever got a chance to paint or have any free time really when it would rain, because usually we would be working in the garden and in the fields every single day, and I would have one day off, but 6 days a week we're working outside, physical labor, and I loved it. But I also loved having a couple hours or even a day off if we would have flooding or lightning and thunderstorms. And during that time I would go sit on the back porch facing the forest, facing French Creek, and I would sit there under the awning and paint. And one time it struck me that I should just hold my paper out from under the awning and let the raindrops fall and wet the paper and splatter onto it. And then I would paint things like traditional landscapes, architectural drawings, just freehanding whatever my hand wanted to come up with and letting my hand take the lead. But after a couple times of doing this, wetting the paper with the rain, I had a giant splatter on the center of one of the papers, and I took the color on my tiny little brush, size 1 brush, and started filling in the droplets with color. I did rainbow ones, I did blue ones, purple, green. I just kept doing it over and over because I loved the result. You had like a swirl of color, light and dark, all within this one little tiny drop, and that motion up and down on the paper with the brush just dotting and dotting away. Just something about that, I just got hooked, and I have not stopped. And I no longer use rainwater to paint, but I've been thinking about doing that again, like rainwater, lake water, pond water, creek, river, anything. I remember really vividly a time when I was still staying out in Pennsylvania, and my friend Dora and I, she's also a watercolor artist, among many things. She came and got me, and we took our paints and our papers down to a little bridge that goes over the creek, and it was pouring rain, and we're sitting out there getting froze. I mean, it was early spring probably, late spring maybe. And we're sitting out there, it's cold, but we're enjoying ourselves sitting on this little footbridge and painting, but every stroke we make, all the color just gets rinsed away. So I guess that answers the question of why I got started, how I got started doing this process and this style. It doesn't really answer why I continue. I feel kind of neurotic, but I cannot stop.